Welcome back, guys. Today the price for Bitcoin and Ethereum are both coming across some really heavy resistance. Let's explore that. I'm going to go into what I'm seeing happening at the moment and what I saw out of the last week. A lot of people think that the El Salvador news was going to spike the market up. There was a few other things that people thought, well, it's going to go bullish. So why did the market tank? We had this massive drop back here on Bitcoin. To me, it's straightforward. It is market manipulation by the exchanges. It is the market makers who are leading this market. It is not the retail buyer. If you have a look in Ethereum as well, we also had that massive dip there. We went from nearly 4,000 down to $2,800 US, and Bitcoin another big drop from 52,000 down to as low as 42,000. So a $10,000 drop. You know, it's not a huge amount when you're talking 20%, but it's still a massive, significant an event that happened in 1 or 2 hours. This is a daily chart, so we've got a daily chart that one bar is 1 day, and we saw a huge drop with a massive push back up. So let's explore that. So what I'm talking about here is the market makers, and I'll give you the psychology behind traders. So what people are seeing is all these moon boys are going up, it's going up, it's gone through these, you know, these resistance lines. Great, awesome, good indicator. It pulls back and pushes through. That's great. But what's happening here, especially in Ethereum, you can see that as well, that it comes to a previous top and it just did not make it, but people thought it was going to continue through, right? So imagine you are in business as an exchange, big exchanges worldwide, running derivatives. Derivatives is one of the biggest markets on the planet, trillions and trillions of dollars worth. And so you've got multiples, people trading millions of dollars at multiples of 100x, 500x. And if you did, and you are the person who has to give those people wanting to buy or sell a position the opposite. So if someone buys on the derivative market, someone has to sell their position for that to happen. So just imagine everybody's buying. Now the market makers, they have the ability to see on their exchange how many buy orders there are. Now they're not silly, they need to make money, so they're going to need to put in some sell orders for that to happen. So what do? They tank the market, they flood the market with a whole bunch of sell orders so they can start buying it up, and it hits a significant resistance point where it starts pushing the price up. So they would have sold off all these positions, and there's a huge amount of liquidity in these numbers here, so they've pushed it right down, and then they're longs in the position, meaning they are buying once they get to a low point, because everybody starts to short it. They think it's taken out this moving average, we must be going lower. So that's when the retail market FOMOs into shorting it, and then obviously that's when they come back in with the opposite. So they start to close their positions and start making money. So when the market is going down, it is the exchanges that are giving off all the buy orders. And it is the opposite when the market is going up, that the exchange is offering all the sell orders. So the exchange has to sell to you if you want to buy it. So this is on any token, whether it be Ethereum, Bitcoin, anything that's trading on a derivatives market that has massive spikes. You know, so just imagine a token going up, retracing, and then going up. And as I said in the video, there's got to be a logical pullback at some point, but it never happened. So the market is being bought up, but you've got the market makers who are giving the sell order to be able to enable people to buy the liquidity that is on the exchanges. So you've got to keep that in mind when you are trading. Most people don't think like that. They're thinking, oh, it's going up, so everyone wants to buy it. It's worth more money. It's worth more money. But if it's in the derivatives world, just remember there's always the opposite. Is someone has to offer the opposite position. Now, just let's have a look here. Ethereum, it hit a double top at the $4,000 mark, and it's pulled back down, and it's slowly climbing back up. Now, what we need to do to get Ethereum back over this point, we need to bust through the $4,000 mark. And right now we're in sideways motion. So it hasn't decided, the market hasn't decided if Ethereum is to continue up now, or if we need to go a bit sideways, maybe pull back down again and then go up. But an indicator here that I see is these wicks are saying there's a lot of buy up going on here. Whoever's doing it, it's not important, but you can see that the price action, if you can see that, actually I'll just blow that up a little bit more. The price action is this here. You can see these wicks which show to me that someone's buying. Same with Bitcoin. If we remove out those drawing tools, You can see it's pulled back down that significant $48,000 mark, got trapped between the $42,000 mark, and now it's trying to push above. There is some significant wicks to the upside, so we know that the $45,000 mark is holding quite strong, and there's a few little wicks here to the downside, which is between the $45,000 and the $48,000 mark. So we do need to see that push through for Bitcoin. Once we do get through this let's call it $53,000 mark, I think then it's time to take off and go even further up. We should see one of these long stretches to the upside. It's not a crystal ball, it's just my hypothesis that will occur, may occur, shall I say. And in this case here, we can see that we're in a sort of a channel here. So we need to get up either way, up or down. If you see it down, we've got a bit of support on this green line. And so $43,000 would be the lowest point. But let's see if we're going to go upwards. We've got some M action going on here to the downside. That wouldn't be good because see, this is a previous point of support which turned into resistance here. So obviously it broke through that support, so it became weak. But here it became resistance. Here it's resistance. So it may give us a bit more of a tug of war. But ultimately, once we push through there, then we can say we're really starting to get back towards that $63,000 mark US. Bitcoin itself is fundamentally building stronger and stronger. The only thing against it at the moment is the FUD around the SEC, and that's for the whole crypto scene altogether. And obviously people are worried in case any changes to the tax system gets implemented. But for now, we sit tight with our investments. We hold our positions. If it does break through, great. It may continue to climb quite well and continue this massive uptrend. The bull market may continue. This has been a great push up these last, let's call it 1 year. And same with Bitcoin, except we should have seen the top here. And as I was saying when we were trading up here, just to be very vigilant because we've got a lot of push ups and push downs. And so you get this kind of head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders. And we had a lot of action around that point. So once it broke down though, it just exploded down. So that's kind of what we're talking about may occur here. Once we push through this mark, it may finally explode to the upside. What's good news is Solana is finally pulling back down. Let's see, yep, so we're finding some support here at the $200 mark in Aussie dollars. It's got previous resistance from 1 to 3 points. It also came supported here, and supported here. And so that's obviously good news for people wanting to buy that spot. And if you do buy this spot, it might finally be that recorrection that we've sort of wanted to see. So this is what the market's done. It's quite parabolic. We went from about $40-$60 up to 300, and now we need a healthy retracement. As I've been calling this since the $180 to $190 mark in my last videos, we needed to see a healthy correction. It stretched even further than I thought, which is great. And that would have been fun. I mean, I've held half of my position so that I can enjoy the upside, because you just never know with crypto. It could just keep going for a long time and be absolutely absurd until a massive reversal, which is what we're sort of seeing now. So I'd be putting in my buy orders. You could go as low as 190, but now's a good point. But again, it could just continue down. It could go up a little bit and then come down. We will see, because the mean line, if you're looking on an average, let's just do a little bit of a trend line here. If you pull this down and go up like that, we could potentially see as low as $160 for a retracement, and that would be in a good point of line up with this point here. 150 thereabouts would be a healthy pullback to the mean line, and then a continuation to the upside. Same thing with Phantom. If we put a Fibonacci over it, we've got at this point here, $1.26 would be a really healthy point to come back and have a buy order in. If it never comes back to that point and it continues up, well, we miss out. But at least if it does come back to that point, we've actually put in a good price that we feel is fair. And again, it also follows a mean line. If you look at the uptrend, something like that, it's quite a healthy point at 50% Fibonacci, and then you've got the 0.618 retracement would be a really healthy golden ratio point to buy back in. But if it's a strong market, it won't come that low. But if it is a a big correction, then it may come back that far, and that will also indicate a previous top. So let's push that line back up there. So yeah, the 125 mark, but if you want to be safe, between 140 and 130 would be a good area to put in those buy orders. So if it does come back down, that'll be great. The overall market is seeing a little bit of red right now. That's changed from an early green morning. There's plenty. Oh, well, let's have a look at the biggest movers. So hit 24 hours. Look at that. We've got some big percentage movements. Audius, which is an NFT play. Let's go back on that one. Audius, which is an NFT play. Sorry guys, there we go. Yes, right there, 24%. Really for the music industry. That's a token I have bought in. You can just check out the charts by clicking chart, and we'll go to a daily chart. So it's on an uptrend. It's tearing it up right now. Good to see. We have been there before, and it did go up to $6.50 thereabouts. So is this potentially the point where it will have some resistance like it did here and here? It wouldn't be unlikely, because as we know in the market, it often rhymes. It doesn't always repeat itself, but it does rhyme, and this could be a pattern that could be playing out as a repeat. What that means is if you see Audius come back down to as low as about $2.50, $2.60, even $3, could be an opportunity to buy it and sit tight until you see it come back up to the $6.50 mark. So really looking at charts and studying the patterns that we've seen. Something I like to do is really just get an idea of what the beast is that you're dealing with. In this case, we've seen an up and a down wave, a second major trend, but usually after that we see a third wave to the upside. There's a lot of ecosystems that are now finally pulling back a little bit, like Terra Luna. So we said Solana, Phantom. Polygon is not doing so well at the moment. It's quite steady around that $2 mark. What else? I see there is a move coming towards DeFi, Aave, Ren, which is another big mover today, Ren, and Synthetics, Thorchain, Rune. But again, we just really want to see what these two big boys do. So Ethereum and Bitcoin, are we going to finally break through those resistance points? If so, then strap your belts in, because we're up for a big ride. It might be a super duper bull run that we're going to be witnessing. I hope that helps, guys. Just a bit of fun and insight, just to give you a quick update what I'm thinking. I've bought all my positions. I'm locking them in. I'm holding it for this ride, looking towards this explosion eventually, whether it be now or, as we know, September is usually quite a bad month in crypto. So it could be October that we start to climb again. November and December could be big months, but we also don't know what's going on in the world. So just be cautious. Have your stop losses in. Put them in before anything else. Just program them in. If you're wanting consults to guide you through those things, how to put in stop losses, how to put in take profits, how to sort your portfolio out, how to do your taxes, all that sort of stuff to get organized now, you're welcome to contact me at ccconsults@protonmail.com. Anyway, guys, have a good week, and let me know in the comments if you've got any thoughts, any questions, and remember to like the video. Take care. Have a good week.